We are going to. Hi, everybody. Welcome to Garden Story Time. My name is Miss Noel. I work for Kids Gardening, and we love to help get kids growing and playing and learning in the garden. Pinky Jackalope sends her best wishes to you all and apologies that she can't be here today. She's helping to get things ready for Head Start's big birthday coming up. And teachers, we're so glad you're here. After story time today, we have a few gardening goodies for you. NHSA will send you an email with some fun spring gardening activities from Kids Gardening for you to do together. It just got popped into the chat as well. And I'm just so excited to be here with all of you. Today, we're going to play and learn all about how to start growing our gardens in spring, the season that we're in right now. Friends, what do you think of when you think of springtime? You can tell a grown-up or a friend next to you. And teachers, you can put responses in the chat. What do you think of when you think of springtime? Oh, I see flowers. Absolutely. Green. Absolutely. Rain, dandelions, insects, The Hungry Hungry Caterpillar, a fabulous book. Songbirds, warm weather. Thank you all so much for sharing all these things. Yes, there are so many wonderful things about spring. And I think I agree with a friend in the chat earlier. My favorite is green. My favorite color is green. And I just love it when the world around me starts to turn green in the spring. When the weather starts to get warm in spring, it's a message to plants that more sun is coming soon. And to get ready for that increase in sun, they start making new leaves. And that's why we suddenly see so much more green in the spring. Do you notice any new leaves or green grass where you live yet? Some of you might. Some of you might wait a little bit longer for that warmer weather, for that green to return, but it always, always will. I live in California and we have our green back. We're starting to see new green leaves and shoots sprout all around us. And when plants make new green leaves for springtime, it's because when their leaves sit in the sunshine, they use the sunshine to help the plants grow. It's kind of like plant food, and plants need that sun in order to grow. Can I show you something special? I found this branch on my morning walk today. It fell from a tree, and I was so happy to see what was on it. Can you see what's on this branch? That's right. It's some new leaf buds. These little pink leaf buds just started to pop out of what was just a bare brown branch because it's starting to warm up and the tree knows it's time to make its leaves to soak up all of that sun. And these little pinky buds will continue to grow wide and green until they're ready to soak up all of that sunlight. What else do plants need to grow? You can share your ideas with a grown-up or with a friend next to you. And teachers, you can share those responses in the chat. Besides sunlight, what else do plants need to grow? Oh, I'm seeing water. They need that sunshine. Water, oxygen. Great ideas, everyone. You are absolutely right. Care. Plants need water when they're thirsty. They need that food from the sun and from the soil that gets soaked up through their roots. They need air to breathe. They need a place to grow and call home. They need care. Here's a plant that grows in my home. I make sure that it gets water and it gets sunlight through this sunny window. I give it a nice pot with soil, a place to grow in. You know what? That's kind of like us. Do we need food and water and shelter and air too? You're right, we definitely do. When plants get everything that they need, all of those things we just said, they grow. And when we get everything we need, we grow too. Plants also rely on friends in the world around them to grow and to thrive. Friends like earthworms. Can you make an earthworm with your finger? A little worm. Those earthworms help the plant's roots underground get more air and food simply by crawling around in the dirt near the plants. Friends like ladybugs help to keep other bugs that eat plants off of them so that they can grow well. And friends like bees bring pollen to plant flowers so that they can grow into fruits and seeds. There are even plants that grow better when they're planted next to each other. Do you have friends that help make you happier when they're around? I know I do. And I'm so glad that you have each other. I love my friends and they make me feel healthier and happier when we're together. And so do plants. They have companion plants that make them happier when they're around. Isn't it amazing that we have so many things in common with plants? Gardening is taking care of plants and making sure they get all those things that they need to grow. And springtime, right now, is a really great time to plant a garden and care for it and watch it grow all year long. Would you like to learn how? I have a song that I really love to sing about how to make and care for a garden in the spring, and we could sing it together. You could also just make some motions and dance along with me, or just listen. I think we can drop the lyrics to that in the chat. It is called the Spring Garden Song, and we have some movements that you can do along with Miss Noel. You can help sprinkle the seeds. You want to try that? You can help water the plants, sprinkle that water down. You can help pull the weeds. You can help the garden grow. So we can do those motions along with me and sing along too, since you have the lyrics, or just listen, up to you. It's to the tune of Here We Go Round the Mulberry Bush. Are we ready to sing? Here we go. This is the way we plant our seeds, plant our seeds, plant our seeds. This is the way we plant our seeds in the garden patch. This is the way we water plants, water plants, water plants. This is the way we water plants in the garden patch. This is the way we pull the weeds, pull the weeds, pull the weeds. This is the way we pull the weeds in the garden patch. This is the way our garden grows, garden grows, garden grows. This is the way our garden grows with love and care each day. Thank you, everybody. Give yourselves a silent round of applause. That was so fun. We sprinkle our seeds, we water our plants, we make sure they have space to grow by pulling weeds. We give them love and care each day, and that's how we start our gardens and grow them together. To learn even more, I brought a book with me today all about some adorable friends planting their garden in spring, saying hello to some of the tiny friends that they find in their garden. Would you like to read it with me? It's called How to Say Hello to a Worm. Do you think you might know how to say hello to a worm? We could certainly use our voices, but we can use some other ways too. I'm so excited to learn how. Let's begin. How to Say Hello to a Worm, A First Guide to Outside by Kari, Percival, published by Penguin Random House, Rise, New York. Look at that! What color is that? It's green. It's my favorite color. I think we're off to a good start, everybody. Very springtime. How to say hello to a worm. How do you plant lettuce seeds? Look at those tiny seeds. Sprinkle, sprinkle, sprinkle. Pat, pat, pat. Now make some rain. These friends were just like us in our song, sprinkling their seeds. patting them down where they're going to grow, giving them a little bit of rain. And I see a garden friend. What is that? It's a worm. How do you say hello to a worm? Gently, very gently. Hello, worm. Look at these friends. I see one friend making a little cup with two hands, a safe place for that worm to be placed by this friend. When we are saying hello to little friends, we can use our voices. We can say, hello, worm. But we also want to say hello very gently, giving them a place for their bodies to be safe if we're holding them, like a nice, gentle cup with our hands. We also want to be gentle for touching them. Can you show me two fingers? If you take two fingers and gently touch your cheek, that's about how gently we want to touch our little garden friends. If you're scratching or poking, that's going to be a little too hard for those garden friends. But if you're feeling a nice soft tickle, that's exactly how we can touch a worm and say hello. It's always important too to put our tiny garden friends right back where we found them. So if you found a worm in your garden, once you're done saying hello gently, make sure to put them back where you found them. How do you plant peas? Stick your finger in the dirt, a hole. Drop one pea in, give it a drink. Tuck all the peas under the covers. Sweet dreams, peas. That's another step. If we're putting a seed in the dirt, we need to cover it up nice and cozy. Do you like to be tucked in? Do you like to be snuggled up nice and cozy? That's another thing we have in common with plants. Isn't that so cool? How do you say hello to a ladybug? Let her crawl onto your finger, count her spots, say, hello, ladybug, before she flies away. Look at these two friends being so gentle with that ladybug. A finger is also a great safe place for a tiny friend to sit while you say hello to them, like an ant or a ladybug or a roly-poly pillbug. Things are sprouting, friends. Have you ever seen so much green? Those lettuce seeds that they planted are starting to sprout. Look at those green sprouts. When will the peas sprout? Shh, they are sleeping. Do you see any pea sprouts? Not yet. They're still under the ground. Some seeds take a little bit longer to sprout than other seeds, and that's okay. There we go. Good morning, pea sprouts. They poked up above the dirt. They have sprouted. Ooh, how do you make mud? Dig a path for the water to go. Make a river. Flood it. Mix, mix, mix. These friends are making mud, another fun thing to do in the garden. Mud. What I'm noticing, friends, is that they gave themselves a space for digging and making mud. I see a little sign here. It says, dig zone. It's really great to have a space in your garden where no plants are growing, so you can play in the dirt and make some mud. If we want to dig in the mud, we need to make sure there are no delicate plant roots around. We don't want to dig where our plants are growing, but we can always leave a fun spot in our garden for digging because boy, is it fun. Look, pea plants. See how they curl around your finger? They want to climb. Let's build a place for them to keep growing. Find some tall sticks, poke them into the ground, tie the top with a string. Ta-da! A play hut. Now you can watch the vines climb up, up, up. They made a play hut with some sticks. Friends, our pea plants aren't sprouts anymore. They're small plants. Have they grown to the top of the play hut yet, though? No, they're still small plants. They've got a bit more growing to do. We need to make sure that they're getting everything they need to keep growing tall. How do you say hello to a bee? Look, but don't poke. See the pollen on her feet? Listen, but don't grab. Hear her wings buzzing? If a bee mistakes you for a flower, hold very, very still and whisper, "Hello, bee." Bees are a little different from our other garden friends. They like their space. They like to be given space for us to show them that they're safe with us and that we care about them. So we can always watch bees and listen and hold very, very still until they fly away if they accidentally land on us thinking we're a flower. Sometimes bright colored clothing looks like a beautiful flower and they might land on us, but we want to give them space. And that's okay. That's another great way to show you care sometimes. Look at that, friends! Have the pea plants grown to the top of the play hut? Oh, yes, they have. Those friends are inside their play hut having a tea party. Look how fun that looks. Oh my goodness. But when will there be peas? See how the play hut is shady? See the flowers? See the bees? You'll see pea pods next. So our play hut has vines all the way to the top and lots of pink flowers, but no peas yet. And that's why those bees are such great garden friends. They go from flower to flower and they bring pollen that helps those flowers change into peas. Flowers come first and then they change into pea pods. Isn't that incredible? Thank you, bees. I always like to say thank you, bees, when I see them. So much of our yummy food comes from bees doing hard, hard work. How do you pick a strawberry? This one? Not yet. Too green. This one? Not yet. Too white. This one? Not yet. Too pink. This one? Not yet. Too spotted. This one? Yes. Now, that one. When we're growing strawberries, we have to wait patiently for them to turn bright red and juicy and ripe. If we pick them before they're ready, they don't taste very good. So sometimes we need to wait a little while. But once they're nice and red, yummy! Oh my goodness, a garden treat. How do you pull a carrot? A carrot? Where? I don't see any carrots. Do you see carrots? Hmm, this carrot. Wow, that friend just pulled a carrot out of the garden bed. Carrots grow under the ground, and they have feathery green carrot tops that we can see above the ground. That's amazing. Some plants grow their food underground. It's time, everyone. How do you pick peas? The peas are ready. Peas. Yes, finally, peas. Find a pod, pop it open, look inside. Peas in a row. Dig one out with your finger, pop it in your mouth. Yum! Oh my goodness, tasty peas. Wow, look at all we've grown. Has anything ever tasted so sweet? All these garden friends worked so hard and they have so many tasty treats from their garden now. Peas and strawberries and lettuce and carrots and more. And somebody had a little garden snack. That is the end of our book, friends. I learned so much. I hope you did too. Now we know how to say hello to a worm. Do you remember how? Very gently. That's right. That's how we show our tiny friends that we care. We can show plants that we care by making sure they get everything they need to grow. And we can show our tiny garden friends that we care by being very gentle with them or giving them space, like with the bees. I'm so excited to start my springtime garden now. In fact, I think if it's okay with you, I'd like to get started right now. I have some lettuce seeds, just like the friends in our book. And I think you could probably help me plant them. We just learned how, right? The first thing I need is some soil, a place for them to grow. I've got a little pot of soil right here. And I'm going to use this pot because I don't have a yard to grow in. And that's okay. You can grow a spring garden anywhere. You can grow it in the dirt outside or in a little bit of soil inside. Do you remember what we need to do? We need to poke a hole, a place for the seeds to go. There we go, a little hole. We need to sprinkle in the lettuce seeds. I'm going to do a few just to make sure we get a couple of lettuce sprouts here. Boop, boop. 3 little seeds. We need to add some water. There we go. And we need to tuck them in nice and cozy. I'm going to just move a little bit of that soil on top. Pat, 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 pat. And now I'm going to take my little pot with my seeds and the water and the soil, everything they need. I'm going to put it right on this sunny windowsill right here, right next to my other plant friends. So it has a great place to sprout. I'm so excited to see what happens next. They're going to sprout through the soil, and I'm going to watch those little lettuce sprouts grow. I hope you had so much fun learning about how to plant a spring garden, and I hope you get to have a spring garden and try growing some sprouts this year too. We put together an activity pack for you and your grown-ups to learn how to make a shady play hut, just like the friends in the book, if you have space to grow outside, and how to make some fun mud art. Have you ever made art with mud? It's really fun. And had a little springtime scavenger hunt that you can go on together outside as soon as the weather feels right for you. If you had fun today, I really hope you join us for our next garden story time on May 8th. We're going to celebrate Head Start's birthday with a special book about beautiful gifts from the garden that we can give to the people that we love. It's called Flower Garden. Teachers, have you had a chance to sign the birthday card for Head Start yet? It's really easy to do, and you can share it with parents too. We just popped a link for that into the chat for you. That is all for today, my friends. Thank you for joining Garden Storytime. And remember, the world is a wonderful place, and you are a wonderful you. I hope you have a wonderful day, Head Start. Goodbye. Happy planting.